Well, we're just 4 days away from Thanksgiving, and if you're still scrambling for a stuffing recipe, this one's for you.
Whether you plan to put it in a turducken or a regular turkey, or it's a standalone item, Matt Prentice, CEO of Matt Prentice Restaurants, stopped by yesterday with a very special recipe that will save the day.
All right, this smells so good. Tell us what kind of stuffing you're making here.
Good morning. This is a Michigan-inspired dressing. So we have Michigan Gala apples that we are going to saute with some celery and some onions. And then the secret ingredient we're going to add is some Michigan cherries from Traverse City. Very simple dressing to make. When you make dressing for Thanksgiving, I recommend that you do a pan dressing as opposed to stuffing it in the bird. That way it's safe for leftovers. Turkeys all have salmonella.
Sure.
You want to be careful. It's okay to stuff the bird as long as you cook it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. But the next day, the stuffing can be very dangerous. More difficult. So what we're going to do is just saute these up until they're tender. Okay, Malcolm, if you toss that poultry seasoning in, this is a challah bread. Bread that I have cut up into small things. Poultry seasoning is really the secret, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, if we're going to put this into a pan dressing, what we're going to do is we're going to add chicken stock to it to provide the moisture so that we can just bake it in the oven for about 45 minutes at 350 degrees. And we just toss this together with our wonderful breadcrumbs and then bake it off at 350 degrees, 45 minutes to an hour. Then you don't have to worry about salmonella at all. It'll be wonderful. Now, if you want to stuff it in the bird, that's fine. I just recommend that you don't eat the stuffing the next day. And I've stuffed a bird this morning. I didn't do turkey because we would have had to get up too early.
Understandable.
But we did a chicken this morning, so you have your wonderful dressing in the chicken.
Wow, looks terrific. And you can obviously change this up as however you want. You can add, you were talking about adding sausage.
If you want to add sausage to it, you can do that. You would cook the sausage on the side, get all the fat off of it.
Wow, look at that.
Get all the fat off of it and then put it into the dressing. It would be wonderful.
What do the apples and cherries do to the taste of the stuffing?
Sweet and savory. The poultry seasoning provides a wonderful savory dressing, but the apples and cherry give it a little bit of sweetness to it. And I grew up on apple dressing for Thanksgiving. I just add cherries to it to make it even more Michigan. So
what's important about you used challah bread, but you can use other kinds of bread as well?
You can use any kind of bread that you want. I like challah. It has a natural sweetness to it. It's a soft bread. We make it in-house. You can get our challah at Hiller's Market if you'd like, but it makes a great stuffing. Potato bread also makes a great stuffing, or you can just use plain old white bread. But you know, obviously the character of the dressing comes from either the stock that you add to it or the bird itself if you're going to stuff it. So the recipe's online. It's wonderful. I recommend that you're...
And easy enough for even me to...
Anybody can
and
do
me,
it.
right,
It's very, very simple to do.
Well, we can't wait to dig in. Thank you so much for being here. It's really an honor to have you here with us.
It's my pleasure.
And we're going to have all the information for the recipe on our website, WXYZ.com. Just check the scene on 7 section.